This is TMJ4 News Today.
All right, good morning to you, and thank you for joining us here on TMJ4 News at 4:30. So we got two big stories to get to today. First, the Republican debate here in Milwaukee, but before we even get to that, we want to talk about the heat because it is going to be a hot one here today.
Yeah, very hot, very humid as well, to the point where it's, almost dangerous because so many folks are going to be out and about, and we've got those temperatures climbing to 100 degrees in Milwaukee today. Excessive heat warning in effect from the National Weather Service. It goes into effect at 10 o'clock this morning and continues for our entire viewing area until 9 o'clock this evening. And we're going to hold on to that excessive heat warning tomorrow for many places across southeastern Wisconsin. We'll talk to you a little bit more about the details of that coming up in just a bit. Adriana?
All right, thanks, Brendan. And due to that excessive heat, all Milwaukee public schools will be closed today. The district issued a heat watch until 8 p.m. on Thursday. The MPS website says all after-school events, recreational activities, and athletic programs are also canceled. However, all administrative buildings, they will be open, and staff at those sites should report to work. A new Department of Natural Resources study shows some parts of Milwaukee can get up to 10 degrees hotter than others. The temperatures all depend on the ground's makeup. The study found that areas of the city with more concrete, asphalt, buildings, and people are hotter. Areas like downtown, the east side, and near south side. But other parts like the north side, which is a little bit more suburban with more vegetation, they tend to stay cooler. Well, the family of a Milwaukee man shot to death after allegedly stealing snacks from a gas station says they want that business shut down permanently.
I just want justice for my brother. I can't sleep at night until I get justice for my brother.
29-year-old Isaiah Allen was killed on Wednesday outside the Clark gas station near Teutonia and Roosevelt. The store had remained closed since the shooting, and the family says they are circulating a petition to try to keep it that way. Prosecutors say the man charged in Allen's death, William Pinkin, was working there as a security guard. He faces a potential life sentence if convicted. And a beloved regular on Brady Street is sharing his recovery and message to drivers after he was seriously injured in a hit-and-run crash.
I'm encouraging every driver, slow down, please, for people with disabilities like me, people with canes, walkers, wheelchairs, whoever, slow down.
Now, Quincy suffered broken legs and internal bleeding when he was hit by an SUV while crossing Brady Street at Arlington. 3 months later, he is getting around with a walker. Quincy is one of 4 people struck while walking across Brady Street this year alone. And Quincy is still unable to work because of his injuries. If you want to help him, there is a fundraiser this Sunday from 12 to 5 p.m. at Jack's American Pub. All right, switching on over to the Republican debate. The city is full of energy and a lot of action ahead of today's Republican debate right here in Milwaukee, marking the start of the primary election season. Pfizer Forum was decked out in RNC banners and buzzing with media on Tuesday. And at least one GOP candidate was out talking with voters in Milwaukee last night.
The fact of the matter is I'm the only outsider in this race. Everybody else is a professional politician. And I think that's one of the choices we face in this race. Do you want a super PAC puppet? Or do you want a patriot who speaks the truth?
Now, though former President Donald Trump won't be in attendance, his supporters were also out at Pfizer Forum speaking on his behalf. And the eyes of the nation will be fixed on today's debate, but there's also a lot of interest on the global scale. There are many members of the international media in town to cover the debate. Among them is Matthew Mazza, a photojournalist for German broadcaster ZDF. Now, he tells us it's important for their viewers to know who may lead the world's superpower.
So the more we can give them in terms of background information about these people, and the number 9 was not going to be there tomorrow, I think it's our job, inform our viewers.
Now, Mazza and his crew arrived over the weekend to preview the debate. We also caught up with reporters from Russia and the BBC. And inside the arena, 8 candidates will take the debate stage. The final lineup includes Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former Vice President Mike Pence, and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. The frontrunner, former President Donald Trump, once again is skipping that debate. And as a reminder about street closures, pretty much every street around the arena will be blocked off for the debate. NPD also says if you're parked on these streets here that you see highlighted on your screen, you will be towed. Those restrictions start at 3 p.m. And we're bringing you special coverage of the debate today. Tom Durian and Simone Woolridge will have live coverage starting at 5 a.m. And then Shannon Sims and Charles Benson will be live across from Pfizer Forum from 6 to 7 p.m. as the candidates prepare to take the stage. And afterwards, they will break down it all during an hour-long edition of TMJ4 News at 10. Well, meanwhile, the Biden-Harris campaign is planning a press conference today, hours before Republicans take to the stage at Pfizer Forum. Among the speakers, Democratic National Committee Chair Jamie Harrison. He met with women in Waukesha on Tuesday, making their case to re-elect President Biden. Harrison says Wisconsin is the center of the political universe right now, and the committee will continue to dedicate resources to it.
Me being here is a part of that investment, but also to push back against some of the lies and extremism that we're going to hear from the Republican Party as their candidates get on the debate stage.
And President Biden was just in Milwaukee last week, while Vice President Kamala Harris visited Kenosha County earlier this month. TMJ4 News will be at today's press conference, and we'll bring it to you at noon. All right, the time is now 4:38, and here's a look at some of our other headlines today. Thousands of UPS workers have approved a new contract with the shipping giant, putting an end to the possibility of a strike. The Teamsters Union says 86% of members voted to ratify the agreement. The contract was reached late last month, just days before an August 1st deadline. The new 5-year deal includes more pay for full and part-time workers, along with better benefits. Well, many Americans believe false claims about COVID-19 and vaccines. A new poll by KFF found about a third of adults believe COVID shots caused thousands of sudden deaths in healthy people. Nearly a third also say they believe the medication was ineffective. Invectrum was an effective treatment against the virus. Health experts have said several times that there is no evidence to back up either claim. Well, federal officials believe the U.S. averted a homeless crisis at the height of the pandemic. The Department of Housing and Urban Development released a new report last month, which shows that sheltered homelessness decreased by 17% from 2019 to 2020. The department credits pandemic relief for the drop. Officials also cited historic funding and resources like emergency rental assistance, expanded unemployment benefits, and a ban on national evictions. Well, up next on TMJ4 News today, how the Brewers are taking extra precaution for fans at today's ballpark. Plus, Milwaukee streetcar is growing when you'll be able to take a ride on the new route. I'm sure they're going to be driving with that AC cranked up as high as possible because it is going to be a hot one today. Here's a look at that 794 stretch as you are traveling down by the lakefront, maybe to try to cool off. Everything looks good out on that 794 stretch. Not seeing any crashes across the interstate system or the metro area, so it's a good time to head out and about this morning. What you will see later on this evening is some road closures out there. Those road closures are due to the debate, and they will include primarily the roadways right around Pfizer Forum. Now, this will include the lanes in both directions, and MPD says if you are parked in any of these highlighted areas, your vehicle will be towed. These road closures will go into effect at 3 p.m. tonight. So if your vehicle is parked there this morning, remember to remove it before 3 p.m. because your vehicle will be towed. The roadways this morning, however, as I mentioned, look great. Here's a look at your drive times. If you're traveling from State Fair Park to downtown, 6 minutes. Zoo Interchange to Good Hope Road, you're looking at 8. Brown Deer to the Marquette, that is a 9-minute drive. Back to you guys. About today, remember just to double check your vehicle. Make sure your battery's working properly, your tires are inflated, your AC works, especially today. Make sure your vehicle has enough coolant as well because your vehicle is going to be working a little bit harder today with those extreme temperatures. Also, carry a water bottle as you're traveling out the door just in case something happens where your vehicle is stranded out on the roadway. You want to make sure you are hydrated. I want to talk about something else that's happening today. You will see that overnight closure along I-43 Brown Deer Road to Silver Spring Drive overnight tonight. That'll end tomorrow morning at 4:30. Keep this in mind. This is on the both north and southbound side of I-43. Also, it is move-in day at Marquette University, so you will see road closures out on 13th, 17th, and 18th Street between Wells Street and Wisconsin Avenue. Those road closures are going to start at 7:30 this morning. Simone and Tom?